Estadio Azteca, Mexico. June 22, 1986. The 51st minute of the quarterfinal between Argentina and England. A ball comes into the penalty area. Argentina's number 10. The legendary Diego Maradona and England's goalkeeper Peter Shilton rise for the ball. Maradona, just 1 meter 60 centimeters tall, sends the ball into the net with his left hand, over the head of the goalkeeper who stands 1 meter 80. The referee awards the goal, and Argentina takes the lead. 4 minutes later, Maradona is on stage again. Picking up the ball in Argentina's own half, he runs roughly 60 meters in about 10 seconds, beating 6 English players along with the goalkeeper, to score the goal that would later be called the goal of the century. 2 goals in 6 minutes, both from Maradona. World football had never seen a moment like this, and it certainly never will again. To understand what happened on June 22, 1986, one has to understand what happened on April 2, 1982. Argentina had invaded the Falkland Islands, a British overseas territory in the South Atlantic. A short but intense war followed. In June 1982, Argentine forces surrendered, and the war was over. But not on the football pitch. Argentina had been unable to take part in the 1982 World Cup. But Mexico in 1986 was a giant arena where many things stood to be proven. Fate would pit Argentina and England against each other in the quarterfinal. The football world knew this match would be more than just a match. The goal Maradona scored, the one called the Hand of God, carried a message beyond football. The phrase, "We didn't just win a football match, we beat a country," was, in effect, a rematch for the Falklands affair. Maradona never apologized for that goal. He never showed a shred of remorse. The Hand of God was something deeply special to the Argentine nation. Diego Armando Maradona was 25 years old in June 1986. He had suffered a severe bout of hepatitis, and after a brutal tackle from Bilbao's Andoni Goicoechea, his career had entered a difficult period. In 1984, he had transferred to Napoli, a club that, at the time, was considered a step down in stature and had limited financial means. It was the place where he would become a legend. By 1986, Maradona had already begun the story that would make him the patron saint of the city. He would become the symbol of Napoli. He arrived at the World Cup at the peak of his form. The Argentine team had tremendous players, Valdano, Burruchaga, Batista. But the team needed a leader, and that leader would undoubtedly be Maradona. Over the course of the tournament, Maradona was involved in half of all the shots taken. He was fouled 53 times. But he was determined to carry Argentina to the very top. The first half ended goalless. England had reached the quarter-final with a bit of luck and goals from Gary Lineker. They had nearly been eliminated in the group stage. Argentina, meanwhile, advanced by dominating every match with Diego Maradona. The 114,000 people inside the Azteca Stadium were witnessing something significant. The vast majority of the stands were filled with Argentine supporters. For Argentina, Mexico felt less like an away venue and more like home. The English were vastly outnumbered. The referee was Ali bin Nasser of Tunisia. He too would go on to become one of the most talked-about referees in the history of sport. Minute 51. Under pressure, Steve Hodge knocks the ball back toward Peter Shilton. As the ball loops high toward the 6-yard box, Shilton and Maradona both go up for it. Shilton, tall and in a position to use his hands, is beaten as Maradona raises his left arm and punches the ball, sending it into the net over Shilton. Maradona immediately celebrates the goal. He glances at the referee to see whether it will be given. The goal is awarded. Under FIFA rules, unable to consult the linesman, Ali bin Nasser allows the goal to stand. From their angles, neither official had seen the handball. The English players protested furiously to the referee. The goal stood. With the Hand of God, Maradona had put his team ahead. At the post-match press conference, a reporter asked Maradona directly, "Did you use your hand?" His answer became one of the most quoted lines in football. A little with the head of Maradona, and a little with the hand of God. It was not a confession, nor was it a denial. It was something else entirely. A piece of footballing mischief wrapped in religious imagery, designed to answer without dwelling too long on the question. Nearly 20 years later, In his 2000 autobiography, Maradona shed some light on the ambiguity. I was waiting for my teammates to embrace me, and no one came. I told them, "Come and hug me, or the referee won't allow it." And in 2005, in an interview with a Buenos Aires radio station, he confirmed it outright. "Now I can say what I couldn't say back then. It was Diego's hand. It was a deliberate act. The contact in the hand of God was Maradona's own contact." Minute 55. Peter Beardsley, England's defender, loses possession. The ball goes to José Luis Cusiofo, then to Héctor Enrique, who finds Maradona surrounded by English players. Maradona takes the ball from Enrique. His back is to the goal. With 2 quick touches, he slips past Peter Beardsley and drives toward the center of the pitch. He shoots past Peter Reid like a bolt of lightning. He beats Terry Fenwick as well. A foul is committed, but the referee lets play continue. He leaves every defender in his wake. With a body feint, he leaves Terry Butcher with no chance. He beats him once more. As Peter Shilton comes off his line, Maradona slots the ball past him and into the net, sending the Argentines into raptures. 10.9 seconds exactly. 60 meters. 6 opponents beaten. 1 goal. In 2002, FIFA named it the goal of the century. England lost the match 2-1. John Barnes came on as a substitute and set up a late Gary Lineker goal that almost brought them level. But Lineker's goal came far too late. What England felt in the aftermath were 2 entirely different things, and both lasted for decades. The first was about the hand of God. Goalkeeper Shilton never forgave Maradona. For 40 years, in every interview, he insisted the goal should never have counted, that it had cost them a World Cup that was stolen from them. England, a team that had done everything by the rules, had lost everything because of one player. A player who had disregarded the rules entirely. The second was that, 4 minutes after the handball goal, England would watch as their entire team was skinned across the pitch on the way to conceding the goal that followed. And that goal was flawless, beyond dispute. Only extraordinary talent could have scored a goal like that, just like Maradona himself. All the England players could do was admire it. Argentina beat England 2-1 and continued their march toward winning the World Cup. In the semi-final, they beat Belgium 2-0. Both goals scored by Maradona. In the final, Argentina beat West Germany 3-2. The decisive goal, the 84th minute winner, came from Maradona's assist to Jorge Burruchaga. Maradona won the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player. With 5 goals and 5 assists, he led every statistical category. But there were things the numbers alone couldn't say. The 1986 World Cup showed the world that a single player from a country's squad could, on his own, win matches and win the cup. France in 2026 was the equivalent of Argentina in '86. Mbappe, Olise, Dembélé, Barcola. But Maradona was a one-man army. If it happened today, the hand of God goal would be disallowed by VAR. The goal of the century would stand forever, unchanged. And that is the simplest possible explanation of Diego Maradona as a footballer. Something that should never have been allowed, and something that could never be stopped. Both in the same match. Both within the same 6 minutes. Half angel, half devil. That's how the Argentine newspapers put it the next morning. Perhaps the most honest description anyone has ever given of the greatest player the game has ever seen. We are the Cup Files. And this was the story of 6 minutes in Mexico City that football will never stop talking about.